What would it mean to you to live a life that's authentically yours? Think about it for a second. How many times have you caught yourself doing something and then wondered, why am I even doing this? Do I even want to do this? Or am I just doing it to please someone else? It's like you're wearing a mask that you don't even remember putting on in the first place. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Kully and I'm on a mission to help you become the best version of yourself. So how do you actually find your authentic self? The truth is, you've got to lose yourself in order to find yourself. Now you're probably thinking, what's he talking about? Right now, you are the product of what your parents, society, and your peers have fed into your mind over the years. Like a chameleon, you're constantly changing your colors to match the expectations that they have put on you. But all this really does is weigh you down. It weighs you down by the opinions, expectations, and societal norms that have been put on you. Finding your true self is the genuine road to happiness, authentic relationships, and quite frankly, a fulfilling life. That's why it's so vital that you strip away those false layers that have been put on you. And when you finally get to the true essence of your existence, you'll discover incredible things, not only about yourself, but about life in general. Your passions, your values, what makes you feel alive, it's all there, waiting to be discovered. By connecting with your true self, you can start making choices that align with your deepest desires, and not choices based on external pressures or the need of approval from others. So I ask you again, what would it mean to you to live a life that's authentically yours? Think about it. Freedom? The freedom to be unapologetically you? The freedom to follow your dreams? The freedom to love yourself deeply and to live a life that resonates with the very essence of who you are? Imagine waking up every day with a clear sense of who you are and where you're heading. How much more meaningful would each action be? How much more meaningful would each relationship be? Just think about this for a moment. When you were born, you were quite literally your purest self. But layer by layer, the world's influences has been wrapped around you, pulling you away from your authenticity. We all start this life with a pure essence, if you will. As kids, this spark is like a bonfire. It can rage wild, free, and bright. We knew who we were, and it was as simple as, I like this and I don't like this. But as time passes, that fire gets buried under a load of life stuff. Maybe your parents wanted you to be a doctor, but you really loved art. Society told you to be practical, so you pushed that love aside. Then there's teachers telling us that the route to happiness is through a good job. The media pouring all sorts of things into our mind. Bullies bullying, but really they're just acting out of pain themselves. And even our friends, they're all adding their own layers onto you. And by the time you're an adult, that spark gets completely dimmed that you don't even know it's there anymore. It's like you become an expert at being someone else, living life on autopilot. Have you ever felt like you're just going through the motions, disconnected from what truly moves you? This is where rediscovery comes into play. A deliberate process, a mission to find and light that buried spark. This is about an enormous life-changing shift within. You've literally got to get to know your own soul. You have to dig through the layers, stare at your doubts, and wipe away years of neglect. You literally have to locate and release the root of your emotional wounds. But each layer that you peel back reveals your true essence. It reveals your true likes, your true dislikes, your quirks, your passions, the things that other people call weird. That is truly you. Because we're all weird. I'm weird, you're weird. Everyone has it. But that's really embodying your true self. And then you start to remember things, the dreams you never pursued, the passions you had as a child. It's literally like reconnecting with an old friend. And that old friend is yourself. And look, I don't want to mislead you, but this journey back to self will bring up all kinds of emotions. But that's why you're watching these videos. You already know this. More often than not, that is necessary. Rediscovery means taking responsibility for your happiness. It means listening to your inner voice, that voice that has been trying to get your attention for years now, and then aligning your actions with that true voice within. And in doing so, you begin to walk your truth. That's authenticity. That's being your true self. The joy, the peace, and the power that comes from being deeply connected with your true self is like nothing else. You owe it to yourself to take that first step. Becoming aware of this process is your first step towards your authentic self. Recognize that every day with every action you're making is a choice, and the choice is simple. Are you playing the reactor to life, reacting to the things that are happening, or are you the creator of your life? shaping your life with intention. Being aware really is about waking up. It's like you're walking through thick fog. You can't see your own hands in front of you. That's how so many of you are going through life. You're reacting to things without truly understanding why they're happening. If you can increase your awareness, suddenly you'll see the path in front of you and you'll realize that you've been making a lot of your choices on autopilot, which means that your life is being led on autopilot. And if you're really aware, you'll begin to question them. You start realizing that every action, every decision is a choice. And life is just cause and effect. The question you need to ask yourself is, up until now, who has been making these choices? Has it been the authentic version of you? Or has it been the version of you that's been shaped by everybody else's expectations? And the moment you start asking these questions is the moment you start waking up. When you gain this new sense of awareness, you can begin observing your life and then choose to take the driver's seat in your own life. You can zoom out and observe your life from a bird's eye view, deciding whether you want to continue down a path laid out by others' expectations, or do you want to take control of your own life based on your authentic self? Think about it for a moment. How do you feel when you make a choice that truly aligns with who you are authentically? You get excited, right? You get a sudden surge of energy within you, and suddenly you're not reacting to circumstances. You become the creator of your reality. But it all starts with that first critical step, awareness. Now, this isn't going to be easy. You may find yourself facing truths that you've avoided for years or didn't even realize they were there. And that's okay. That's part of the process. The important thing is that you're trying, you're questioning, and more importantly, you're listening to yourself. Awareness is a skill that gets stronger the more you use it. Notice your reaction in certain situations. Notice how you're feeling as you're watching this video. Ask yourself, why did you feel a certain way about a comment that someone made? This awareness is the light that will guide you back to yourself. The path back to your true self requires peeling back those layers. It's not easy. It demands that you question everything. Why am I doing this? Why did I feel like that? Why did I think like that? Why did this trigger me? Why am I doing this? Is one of the greatest questions you can ask yourself. Each time you ask yourself this question, you're peeling back a layer of you that may not be you. Each layer represents an influence, a comment from a teacher, an expectation from a parent, a societal norm that doesn't resonate with who you are. Ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold that don't actually feel true to who I am? Or which of these habits are mine? And which habits have I adopted to fit in with other people or to make others happy? Each discovery during this process will be eye-opening. For example, maybe you always thought in order to be liked or to fit in, you had to be loud or outgoing. But deep down, you cherish solitude. You like being an introvert. Or perhaps you've been in a career that looks great on paper, but really doesn't stimulate you at all. Peeling back these layers is a process. You might feel resistance, fear, or even grief, and that's natural. But here's the beauty of it. With each layer that you peel away, you start feeling lighter as you're getting closer to your true self. You begin to uncover the real you. You find your truths, you find your passions, and you find your unique voice. It's like you're meeting yourself for the very first time. This journey requires courage and it demands honesty and vulnerability. One of the easiest ways to connect with your true self is through journaling. Now, don't think of journaling as just writing in a diary. This is so much more personal. It's literally like having a conversation with your own soul. And it's exactly what I do with my one-on-one clients and members of my online community. The whole point of journaling is to ask yourself thought-provoking questions. But more importantly, it's a way for you to receive the truth to those questions from your inner self. So here's a journaling prompt for you. Reflect on a time in your life where you felt peace, where you felt truly happy. What were you doing? Who were you with? What was it about that moment or that period in your life that made you feel so happy? Take your time with it. Don't rush. Pause the video if you need to. The goal here is depth, not speed. Let it all come to you and observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Why did this experience resonate with you so deeply? Write it freely. Let the pen flow and don't stop yourself. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about spelling. This isn't for anybody else's eyes. It's purely for you. Let your true self spill out onto the page and then look for patterns or themes in what you write. These patterns are clues to what makes you you. These are the things that make your soul sing. These are the things that make your soul come alive. Recognizing these can help you make decisions that align more closely with your authentic self. And remember, this journal is a sacred space. It's a space for you to be honest, for you to find your courage for reflection, and it can truly be a vehicle for growth. So treat it with respect and treat yourself with respect as you go into this journey to your higher self. Come back to this prompt whenever you need to. Sometimes you may get different answers, and that's okay because we're always evolving. Alright, so let's now talk about validation. We've all been there. We've all sought approval in likes, in possessions, in achievements. But your self-worth is not out there. Your self-worth is in here. And we live in a world that's constantly rating us, constantly judging, evaluating, especially with social media. It's easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth through the eyes of other people. But when you seek that external validation, you're really just handing over your self-esteem, your self-worth to other people. Why would you do that? Now, before I go any further, if you're getting some value out of this video, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date when I release more thought-provoking videos. I thank you and I appreciate you. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever changed your opinion or hidden your true thoughts or feelings about something or someone because you were afraid of not being accepted or being liked? Just think about it for a moment. We crave that affirmation, that pat on the back, to a point where it can dictate our choices and even our belief system. The problem with seeking approval is that your whole sense of worth becomes dependent on other people. And that's a dangerous place to be in. You're performing for an applause instead of the art. You're wearing a mask, and that mask is being worn at the cost of your genuine self and ultimately your happiness. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong to enjoy compliments or seek positive feedback. That's natural. But there's a fine line between soaking in recognition and becoming dependent on it for our own self-worth. You have to build that self-validation. You have to look inwards. Start asking yourself, how does this make me feel, rather than what will others think? Acknowledging yourself and your efforts, your growth, even if nobody else does. And this shift won't happen overnight. Again, it takes practice. It's a muscle that you can build over time. But every time you make a choice based on your authenticity, that muscle gets stronger. In every situation, in every relationship, ask yourself, am I being true to me? Or am I changing myself to fit in or please other people? Being true to yourself in all aspects of your life means that your core, your values, your beliefs, and your integrity are all intact. They should all remain the same, no matter who you're with or where you are. In your personal life, at work, online, in your hobbies, being true to yourself in every aspect of your life, across all of those areas, demands courage. But imagine that feeling of freedom that comes from knowing who you are and there's no masks to put on or there's no mask to take off. Start listening, and I mean really listening, to that inner voice within you that reminds you of who you are and what you stand for. Every day, take one step forward towards being more of who you truly are. Peel back a layer, question a belief, make a choice that's aligned with your true essence. That's how you transform into the person you were meant to be from the person you were conditioned to be. That's all I got for you in today's video. If you got some value out of this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you really want to change your life and you want to connect with like-minded people, be sure to check out my membership in the description. And don't forget to check out the video that pops up on screen next, where I talk about what it actually takes to become the best version of yourself. I thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.